breaking world records, look, I do it for fun. I never set out to break any world records. It was just about training hard and just pushing limits, only to get fitter and healthier and to train better and to enjoy life more. It wasn't about breaking a world record. That just sort of happened, as weird as it sounds.
Today our guest is Marcus Bondi. He is someone I followed on YouTube for years. He holds multiple world records in the fields of rope climbing, chin-ups, and one-arm chin-ups. If you guys been following our channel, we did a video with him about 4 years ago titled, "This Video Will Change Your Life." In the video, he gives out massive motivational vibes, which if you haven't seen, I heavily encourage you check it out. Today we talk about how he trains for breaking the world records, his day-to-day training, how he handles resting and overtraining. And we had some poor connection during certain times in the episode. I apologize, you know he's really far in Australia, but I assure you it's not that bad. All right, enjoy. What's up everyone, it's Edward from Bar Stars. I just want to tell you about this cool little product we got coming out. Bar Stars Custom Parallettes. You get the design, we'll put them on. These are great if you're having wrist pain and you want to hit push-ups, handstand and planche. I know sometimes I get wrist pain, but I want to continue training. And these are a great way to keep your wrist in a neutral position so that you don't feel that pain. I keep these near my desk, so in between work breaks, I get up, I kick up into a tuck planche or hit some push-ups. I strongly recommend them just because it allows you to train even when you're not like at the park or at the gym. And I feel like if you want to get the planche or the handstand, you gotta train consistently. And these are a cool tool to help you. And the fact that you can get a cool little logo on there makes it all that much more awesome. All right, so check them out, barstars.com. You're gonna love them. Submit your design, get them done. Peace. What's up everyone? I'm here today with the world famous Marcus Bondi from Bondi Beach. How are you doing today, Marcus?
Hey, I'm awesome, Ed. Great to see you, man. You are fantastic. I love what you're doing all over the world. Bar Stars gets me hyped up and motivated. Whenever I need to smash a world record, I just go onto Bar Stars and watch some awesome moves. Guys smashing it, cranking it, pushing it to intensity.
Thank you. I'm honored, Marcus. I'm going to tell the audience real quick how I first discovered you, Marcus. When I got on Calisthenics on YouTube, there's a small group of channels, most of them mostly from New York. And I felt like New York had a lot of this freestyle stuff going on. The freestyle movement, the creative tricks. And then I stumbled on the Bondi Beach, Marcus Bondi's YouTube channel. And it was all these different people just nailing crazy endurance for pull-ups, like 27 pull-ups, 28 pull-ups. And the clips are always short but sweet. 20 muscle-ups. And it would just be that. And it would just be nicely, rawly just put out there. And I always thought, shit, what is going on at that beach?
Well, it was all about people coming from all over the world, Ed. We had guys and girls who loved exercise, who loved fitness, who wanted to do something awesome, train at the beach. And when they came from all over the world to the pull-up bars there, they'd all bang out reps. And we got into a group of people, basically, that met there all the time. This is probably about 25 years ago. And we had all Russians, Americans, Asians, Chinese, New Zealanders from all over the world coming and doing reps. And then we sort of created a group that was just a bunch of people who were totally committed to what they were doing. And we're just repping out. Because that was before any sort of real creative calisthenics sort of got into the culture, all we knew was just lots of reps. Then a guy called Dimitri set up a rope climb on the cliff, 25-foot high rope climb over jagged rocks, and we'd all climb there. And they were all like mad Russian ex-special forces guys. So we had to train with them. And you couldn't quit. You couldn't say, oh, I'm going home now. I've had enough. I'm too tired. They'd say, bullshit. You'll stay and train. You must train. Don't be pussy. So we all had to train.
You have a world record from a rope climbing, correct?
Correct, yes. I broke it on the World Records, Guinness World Records TV show. And it's a 5-meter rope. You start in seated position. You get 60 seconds. They count only the distance you climb up, which is 5 meters. And in 60 seconds, I climbed 5.5 reps, which was 27.8 meters. And that's the first official Guinness World Record I broke. Then I broke the world record for most chin-ups with a 40-pound backpack. And I did 26 on the morning TV show for a charity for people to stop for Dry July, which is don't drink for a month. That was the second world record I broke. Then for a global event, Reebok event. I broke the world record for most chin-ups with a 100-pound backpack. And I did, for that one, I did 14 in 60 seconds. And that one sucks because a 100-pound backpack, the straps really dig into your shoulders and the weight's all disproportionate. It's not like doing weighted pull-ups with a weight belt, which is really nice and comfortable. The backpack's pulling you backwards and cutting off circulation to your arms. That's a really tough one. And then I re-broke the 40-pound backpack one as well. So yeah, I've broken a few on TV, Ed. All been good fun.
I remember I tried backpack pull-ups when Mike Chang made his video saying that he broke a world record.
Yes.
And everyone, if you read the comments, everyone now like really does calisthenics was calling him out. I remember seeing a comment from you challenging him.
Yes, that's right. I said, I said, Mike Chang, that's awesome. Congratulations. Now let's have a weighted backpack pull-up rep competition. And the loser donates $50,000 to charity so we can put up pull-up bars all over the world for kids who need pull-up bars. So that was my way of sort of enticing him in a nice way to do it. So it was about money, but not for us. It was just to prove who could do it. Of course, he didn't reply.
I was just gonna ask if he replied or not.
No, man.
But that was my first time doing pull-ups with a book bag, and it is a bit harder for sure because you feel it like pulling you back. And then the strips like eating into your shoulders.
Yeah. So the backpack ones are really difficult, just from a dynamic ergonomic point of view. And look, I'll give out some of the secrets I learned about that. The Guinness World Records, they just say backpack. So as long as it's a backpack, doesn't matter how. What I do is customize the straps, make them nice and wide. I get a new set of straps, usually from a yoga mat. So they're super wide straps. So instead of just the narrow strap that cuts in like a razor blade after about 5 or 6 reps, you get a nice wide strap across your body, which spreads out the pressure. And also, if you use a rubber yoga mat, put baby oil underneath so it doesn't grip, so it slides on your skin. So it's not gripping and cutting in. So it's a nice smooth movement. The other trick is strap yourself around the waist so the backpack's strapped close to your body. So that way it's not flopping around, because when you've got 100 pounds on your back, flopping around with weights in it, hitting you in the back, hitting you in the coccyx, hitting you in the spine, that sucks. So there's all little tricks you can do that 100% legal, but just make it better to train that way.
Got it. So you hold 4 different world records. They're somewhat related. You would say they're basically a lot of pulling strength, right?
Yes, sir.
Or do you train each one specifically, or do you have a general workout program and I just was able to hit these goals from that workout program?
Look, I loosely train each one specifically. When I know I've got a world record coming up, like at the Arnold Classic a couple of years ago, I had to break the heaviest weighted chin-up record, which was 100 kilograms. And I did 100.4 kilograms, and Arnold watched that. He was there. Arnie was watching going, "Go Marcus, go, you can do it." And then when I broke it, he gave me the Arnold medal, which was pretty cool. And then
That's legendary.
Yeah, it was awesome. And he was such a cool guy. He's an awesome guy. He was so friendly, and he spoke to everyone at the show, and he's the real deal. He's not fake. I was wondering before, is Arnie fake? Like, is he just this Hollywood big shot? But I saw him at the expo. He went up to everyone there. He went up to, like, kids were doing basketball or aerobics. He went and spoke to every kid. He did some basketball with them, did some aerobics, and I'm watching him to see if he was fake. And he wasn't fake. He was real. He was in the moment with every person he spoke to. He gave 100% to every person. So full respect to Arnie. He's totally awesome. But to train for it, yes. If it's, for example, what I've found is, like everything, if you're training for a specific world record, you just have to do that one record over and over and over and over again, so it's second nature. So for example, if you're training for most pull-ups in 1 minute with a 40-pound backpack, you actually have to ramp it up a bit. Use a 50-pound backpack and set yourself a 50-second time limit, and make sure you're repping out beyond what's expected of a world record. So always push it, either do it in a shorter time or add more weight. So you're always stressing your body a little bit more. But also the secret is just to be really, really gradual, just gradual intensity. increase the weight, 100 grams, 2 or 3 ounces a week. That gradual increase really helps as well. Here's a certificate, Guinness World Record certificate. That's one of the ones I got. And 40-pound backpack. And that was on the TV show, in the morning show, the national morning TV show. Okay, Ed, so breaking world records. Look, I do it for fun. I never set out to break any world records. It was just about training hard and just pushing limits, only to get fitter and healthier and to train better and to enjoy life more. It wasn't about breaking a world record. That just sort of happened, as weird as it sounds. It was just fortuitous and it happened by accident. So I just went with it. I thought, we'll go with it and see what happens.
How often do you train, Marcus?
Oh, I train every day. I do something every day. And people often ask me, do I train legs? And I do, because I play ice hockey. So I do a lot of rollerblade sprint training. And I also rollerblade up hills, sprint up hills, running up hills and rollerblading up hills. And when the gyms were open, I'd do a lot of leg press and leg extension. But I do them really fast because I need that speed, that fast twitch motion. So when I train super fast, high intensity. And same with reps, even like pull up and push up reps. A lot of guys, work on that really slow movement. I don't really believe in that. I believe in still using correct form, correct range of movement, but as fast as possible. I think it's okay to do maybe about 10% of your total reps slow, just to hit that sort of strength. And it has to be a heavy weight if it's added weight. Do them slow. But I don't believe it. I believe in doing them as fast as possible, correctly, not too slow, because that explosive power helps with everything. Helps with muscle ups, helps with dips, helps with all calisthenics as well. If you have that explosive strength, I find if you go too slow, it slows you down totally.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
I love getting like the explosive power of it too.
Yeah.
It's just a cool feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And your muscle ups show that, Ed. Your muscle ups are nice and smooth and clean and fast. And that's why I made I did the first ever, I think, calisthenics rap, the muscle up rap, which you're in. It's called Muscle Up, Muscle Up. It's a...
Oh, yeah, you did.
And that was, I did that because I thought the muscle up is such an awesome thing and it's such a huge culture all over the world. And everyone who starts calisthenics, first thing they want to learn is a muscle up. And it sounds great. And I thought, just to do something to inspire people to get muscling up, I thought I'll write the Muscle Up rap. And this awesome guy in New York, a rapper, he did the rapping for it. And I got a synth guy in London to do the music for it. And I used all my friends, all awesome people from all over the world to appear on the video clip. And it's just a fun thing. It starts off deltoids pumped and posing, shredded, abs exposing, cheap fakers we exposing, their pride be decomposing. And we're like exposing all the fakers that are muscle guys but can't do a muscle up, because a muscle up's strength and skill and technique and passion. So it was all about just having that passion for doing the muscle up.
Where can people go listen to that?
It's on my YouTube. Just YouTube search Muscle Up Rap, Marcus Bondi, and it's on Spotify, and it's on what's it called?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on TuneCore. Yeah. So it's an actual rap, and it goes for 10 minutes. So you can actually play it while you're working out, because the chorus is muscle up, muscle up, muscle up. So there's a lot of just to get you training and hyped for training. And I've got the medals. That's the first official Guinness World Record medal I won. And this one, it's the official Guinness World Record for the most chin-ups in 1 minute with a 40-pound backpack. And this is the one Arnold gave me. This is the Arnold medal,
nice,
which I got at the Arnold Expo for breaking the world heaviest weighted chin-up, 1 rep. And that was cool. Arnold said, Arnold came up and he goes, "That's amazing what you do. I wish I could do that." And I said, "Oh, Arnold, you're #1. You've inspired a generation." And he said, "No, Marcus, you are #1. I said, "Yeah, awesome."
That must be an awesome feeling.
Yeah, unreal, unbelievable. Yeah, that was really good fun. Yeah, so that's.
Are you still the current? Are you still the current world record holder for all those records?
I don't know because people attempt to break them, but they until they're officially certified by official Guinness World Records, it's not because they have to go through and verify that everything was done correctly. And so the one I like the best though is a rope climb because you can't really cheat in that because, as you know, if you give people 40 pounds and ask them to do pull-ups, everyone's form will be different. You know what I mean? Even though it's strict, everyone's form's slightly different. You know, did he crane his neck over the bar or did he hold it straight? Did his knees move? Did his hips move? I'm sure you've come across this a million times, Ed. It's like, you know, when people are doing reps. Whereas why I like the rope climb world record is that it doesn't matter how much you kip and move your body, whatever. Not that it helps anyway, it's just how far you climb in that, you know, how far your hands and arms can take you up. So, and kipping doesn't help because it puts extra G forces on your hands. So it's total sort of coordination where everything's equal in the rope climb record. So it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, if someone didn't move their hips properly, there's less focus on form because it's just sheer scaling vertical height.
I imagine if you kip, you make the rope swing as well, right?
Correct, yes. So you pay the penalty. If you're kipping too much, then the rope swings, your arms get, you know, pulled out of whack. Everything changes. So that's where it's a good sort of equalizer, the rope climb. And I recommend rope climb for everybody out there who's training calisthenics because it gives you super duper grip strength. If you don't have a rope, you can just throw a towel over a pull-up bar and do pull-ups on the towel. Because what I found with calisthenics, a lot of guys and girls say, oh, I want to do a muscle up, I want to do a front lever, I want to do all the moves. And I say, look, forget about the skills, just get really strong, get your base really strong, get your reps up, get your strength up, get your grip strength up. Then all the skills are so much easier and it's so much safer to do them because you've got the strength. Don't worry about doing crazy, you know, gymnastic calisthenic moves, you know, in 3 weeks. Spend a year getting really strong and then everything will come easy. Because you have the strength to carry it off and the endurance and the stamina to maintain everything. And I think that's where the calisthenics, you know, a lot of people might be worried about injuries, and that's when people do things before their muscles, tendons, joints and ligaments have properly developed. And so they try things that are putting unnecessary stress on their joints and everything without building that strength first.
I want to ask you about that actually, because you do a lot of one-arm chin-ups, and I've seen you do it for years.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a deal of elbow tendonitis or any injury in your elbow from it? Because a lot of people feel a pressure from their elbow.
Yeah, and I know that's very common, and all I can put that down to is very gradual progress. My whole life, it's been super duper gradual progress. I mean, you hear about people doing, you know, starting calisthenics and doing a one-arm chin-up in a year. To me, that's too fast because even though their muscles might have developed to that strength, their ligaments and tendons don't necessarily catch up that quickly. So it's crucial to build up to. I was just doing regular pull-ups and chin-ups for maybe 5 or 6 years before I even contemplated doing a one-arm pull-up. And that was in about 1985, 86. And in those days, I didn't even know no one even knew what a one-arm pull-up was. There was no internet. The only magazines on health and fitness were like the odd muscle magazine out of California, which was just about, you know, bodybuilders, and that was all old school. So that even the concept of a one-arm chin-up or pull-up, I didn't even know if it was a thing. Like, is it a thing? Do people do it? Is it possible to do? Like, it was a really weird thing. So we just sort of had to experiment at that level. And then, you know, so I started off, you know, just start off the one-arm chin-up, just doing heaps of chin-ups, and then grabbing your wrist, you know, the one-handed chin-up, grabbing the wrist, and then lower down, and then getting the one-arm chin-up. So I've never had tendonitis or anything like that, but I believe it's because I worked on it very gradually, and I always stretching. And this goes especially to calisthenics people who are doing a lot of pulling exercises. We're always doing this. We're always grabbing, we're always curling this way. It's important to stretch out your muscles and tendons and joints the other way, even against the wall. Always be stretching out the other way to give it some respite, because I believe that stretching of the brachialis and the forearm and everything really helps with alleviating tendonitis and all those elements like golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. It's a common complaint amongst, people who train hard.
Do you stretch every session?
Yes, and I stretch in between every set. I'm a big believer in stretching because what I've found, stretching between every set, it makes your workout stronger throughout. It gives you a stronger, longer workout, reduces injury, and it's something to do during recovery time. And then also gives quicker recovery as well. I think if you don't stretch, like for example, if I do a set of pull-ups, then I'll do a stretch, I'll grab a bar or something and do a post and stretch my lats and arms just for 10, 15 seconds in between each set. I find it really helps just reset everything for the next set.
Can you walk us through a typical workout day for you?
Okay, so, this is my ideal workout day. It won't always happen, but my ideal typical workout day would be wake up, have a coffee. Coffee is the one drug that I love and recommend, only if people like it. Caffeine, it's a one
I
choice
love coffee.
So coffee is one drug that I love, so I'll have a coffee, but I also drink lots of water. In the first hour of my day, I'll have almost a litre of water, just drinking glasses, just because during the night your body dehydrates. So it's important to rehydrate, and we know our muscles run on water, and our body runs on water. So hydrate up. Then I'll do some hill sprints, just it's a steep hill, running up. I'll run up for perhaps 30, 40.
Before breakfast?
Yes, before breakfast. Sprint up the hill, 10 sets of sprints, come down, and then I'll have breakfast. For breakfast, I'm not a big breakfast kind of guy. I'll have a banana or an apple or some fruit or a shake, something like that. Then I'll go and do I'll do like the full training, it'll be a rope climb, which will be probably half an hour of rope climbs, 5-meter rope climbs. And if I don't do rope climb, I'll do weighted pull-ups and chin-ups. But what I've learnt now is that I never do just free body weight chin-ups or pull-ups or push-ups anymore. I always add weight, even if it's 5 kilograms, like even if it's 10 pounds or even if it's 5 pounds. I think it's good to just push your body, even if it's a microscopic amount beyond its limits. So if I'm doing pull-ups, I never do them without any weight. So like I said, minimum 5 pounds, 10 pounds. And also but I'll work on endurance. So I'll do as many as I can with 5 pounds. And then one thing I do, which is a bit controversial, some people don't like it, if I'm going for max reps, if I do, for example, say I do 20 pull-ups at perfect strict form range of movement, I'll stay on the bar, and then I'll stay on the bar and I'll do half reps and then quarter reps, and I'll stay on the bar, then I'll do 8th reps, and then when I can't do any more reps, I'll hang on the bar until I can't hang anymore and my fingers come off, because I believe that's building endurance. Even though it's not full range of movement, it's still the correct form. Like if you're swinging and torturing yourself, that's not correct form. As long as you can use correct form, it doesn't have to be full range of movement. So that way you really push your endurance, because it's like if you can do 20 reps, and then you add 5 half reps on the end of that, eventually you'll get to 21, 22. That's my philosophy. You have to push your body in endurance and stamina further and further and further. And also what I've found is crucial is just hanging on the bar. Passive bar hangs or active bar hangs for 1 arm, 2 arm really helps with everything. All calisthenics, all training, grip strength really helps, because in our bodies, our grip strength is probably proportionately the weakest, because it's the smallest muscles and it's the first thing to give out usually, because we've got delts, triceps, biceps, lats, traps all working in unison, but you want to get your grip strength that's strong.
When people usually max out, it usually takes a lot out of them, and they have like for example, when I do max sets, I'll put I have to put a long rest. Do you time your rest? How do you go about resting between your pull-up sets?
Yes, I think it's fine to have a long rest. And when I train with people, I say, look, you do a full set to crank out to failure, go to failure, but then rest until you're ready to give it a good shot again. Don't go efficient, don't make it that you must go in 1 minute or 30 seconds or 90 seconds if you're not ready to bust out another good set. And normally that good set has to be above 50% of your best set. So if you max out to failure 20, 25 reps, wait till you can get at least 14, 15 reps on your second set. And if you train yourself, you'll work that out. You'll know what your limits are. But even that, on the second set, even push it as well. Go to 15 reps and then do half reps while you're still on the bar. Just pumping your arms, getting the blood flow, building that endurance and stamina and strength long-term for that long-term endurance.
Every time you train pull-ups, is it mostly maxing out?
Yes. I feel like I'm robbing myself, I'm cheating myself if I can do, for example, 20 pull-ups and to stop at 17 or 15, I feel like I'm robbing myself because I'm wasting energy and strength that was there that I didn't utilize. It's like use it or lose it sort of philosophy. I feel I have to do it, otherwise I'm going to lose it. I have to keep pushing the boundary, even incrementally, just gram by gram, rep by rep, half rep by half rep.
And then, so after the pull-ups, what do you do next?
Then I'll do, I like to mix it up actually. I like to do a set of pull-ups, then a set of push-ups. And each time I like to mix the grip up. So if I'll start with wide grip pull-ups, then I'll do wide grip push-ups. Then I'll do close grip pull-ups, then close grip push-ups. Then supinated like chin-ups, mixed grip, one hand forward, one hand back. And then I'll do the same asymmetrical push-ups on the ground, one hand forward, one hand back. So I just really like mixing up the angles of everything I do. So close grip, wide grip, mixed grip for pull-ups and push-ups. So alternating sets.
And each set is a max out?
Yes. Each set's a max out, yeah. Even if it's a little bit dirty at the end, just max it out because they're 3 or 4 dirty reps that you wouldn't normally be getting unless you're especially with push-ups, don't ever rest on your joints. When I say to failure, that's to muscle failure, not to joint or ligament or tendon failure.
And you mean resting on your joint, like resting at the lockout position at the top?
Yeah, lockout's okay to rest at lockout, but when when people, you see their muscles are gone and they're just like really, they're starting to fold up and they're resting on elbow joints or shoulder joints. That's more what I mean. I mean, when I say go to failure or fatigue, when you're muscle fatigue, when you stop having the power to actually do any range of movement.
How many sets you get in of pull-ups, push-ups?
Normally I'd go for 10 sets.
So 10 sets of maxing out alternating pull-ups to push-ups?
Yes, absolutely. And drink a lot of water during. And so that's sort of a set I'll do. Yeah, 10 sets, maxing out pull-ups and push-ups, all different variations, trying to make each one a variation. But everyone has their favorite, especially for pull-ups or chin-ups, everyone's got their favorite chin-up or pull-up grip, whether it's close, wide, pronated, supinated, everyone's got their favorite. So I'd say keep your favorite for when you're smashed or when you really want to get, give yourself a boost, do your favorite grip or technique.
And then after the pull-ups and push-ups?
Then and in between each of those sets have a stretch, grab the bar, have a stretch out, and then have a good stretch after the 10 sets of each. And then the next day, if you're doing those with just 5 or 10 kilos, the next day I do heavy weighted chin-ups or pull-ups, and that's starting with say 20 kilos, 40 kilos, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 kilos. But if you're going for a maximum single rep pull-up or chin-up lift, I'd say you're going for 60 kilos is your goal. Get really good at repping out with 40 kilos. Get as many reps as you can with 40, and then with 50, rep out, rep out, rep out. And then also, say you haven't achieved 60 kilos, but you're going for 60. With 40 kilos, just do half reps from the bottom, because that bottom pull is really important. So just grab the bar with the weight and just go to halfway and then come down and really work on that base explosive power to get you started off the blocks. And then the same again, work on your top pull. Pull yourself up with 40 kilos and just come down halfway, and then pull your chin up really high over the bar. So it's like sectioning off the pull up, if you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. So you work the bottom half of the rep, then the top half of the rep weighted, and then the middle section of the rep. That way you're really focusing and bombing each section of the lift.
Do you train all your muscles every training session? Or do you have a sort of split of upper body, biceps, triceps, or any split?
I don't really split, because for my legs I do sprints, and so I'll do in a different part of the day. I'll do sprints and leg press or leg extension early in the day, or I just split them up either way. It give like 3 or 4 good hours in between.
Okay, so you would train, let's say, upper body and lower body on Monday, and then the same on Tuesday, same on Wednesday.
Yes, absolutely. But by that token, if anything, if you've been training, I don't believe in having a strict regimen where you say, it works for some people, but I'm like, train as much as you can and often as you can. But if you've been training for 3 days and then you're like, oh man, my arms and shoulders, I just can't train, I just can't do pull-ups today, then take the day off, take 2 days off, and then train for 3 or 4 in a row again. Listen to your body, so just to get the most out of it. So if you get up and you're like, yeah, I want to train, fantastic, do it. But if you're really sore or tired or not motivated, don't do it. But if you know you should train but you're not feeling motivated, just bang out a few reps. And if you're still not into it, fine, you can have a rest. But what I find really motivates me is watching YouTube videos of guys training, like on Bar Stars. Like I'll watch Bar Stars and that gets me hyped up. Then I'm like, yes, I gotta train. It's amazing what peer group pressure does, and watching other people train does for you. You're just like, yes, I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. YouTube helps me a lot.
Yeah.
And Instagram now.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you everyone out there, if you ever not sure or anxious or don't feel like training, just watch some Bar Stars or Marcus Bondi YouTube clips. You'll be like, yes, go for it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Have you felt like you ever overtrained?
Yes, I do, but from that I just get generic sort of tired, and then I'll just have a rest day and just eat well and rest and hydrate, and then I'm back into it. Although maybe we'll cover a bit of nutrition here. I do take creatine every day. I'm a big believer of creatine. I think it definitely helps. But if you're taking creatine, you need to have lots of water as well. You need to be drinking heaps of water all the time. And I take magnesium tablets every night after dinner. I think that's great for muscle relaxing and muscle health and muscle strength. And my nutrition's pretty basic. Just lots of vegetables, lots of fruit, lots of beans, nuts. I eat beef, chicken, fish, maybe once a week, not too much. Drink lots of water, minimize alcohol. I know it sucks, but I never really like the taste of alcohol anyway, so I don't have alcohol. But I find if I ever try it, it's very bad for training and muscle and strength and everything that we do. It's not good.
Have you ever been injured working out?
No, never. No, never. And I put that down to being very gradual and very careful. Although I did get one injury when I was training for Ninja Warrior on the, and that's not really a training injury. It was more a, parkour injury. And parkour is all about injuries. Parkour, as opposed to calisthenics, parkour is doing things you should never really do anyway, because it's also precarious, where 9 times out of 10 it's awesome, and the 1 time out of 10 it's an injury. And so I much prefer controlled training, in that environment. But that's the only time I've been injured, when I was on the wall, and I jumped off it too high, and I just landed on the angle, and my ankle twisted, and it was just a silly error, and I was fatigued. It was late at night, and it was just silly. But it's good to straighten you out and think, just focus what you're doing, work it straight.
Did you make it up the warp wall?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's where my mistake was. I made it up 10 times. But then at the end, this was at a training camp, like at a ninja training camp where they had a walk wall. I did it 10 times. And then I'd been at the ninja course for maybe 3 or 4 hours. And the end of the night, it's like 11 p.m. I'm like, oh, I'm going now. And one guy was like, oh, just do one more. It's always the way, isn't it? Just do one more. And I was fatigued. And then, so I ran up the walk wall, got up to it, and I thought I'll just jump down like I normally do. And I just jumped down, but because I was just fatigued and not focused and tired, and I just landed the wrong way.
Marcus, how would you tell someone who wants to start calisthenics? What advice would you give them?
Okay, reps will save you and they will give you success. Start with reps, all the basics. Just start with push-ups. Push-ups are the easiest thing to start with because all you need is a floor and yourself, and just get the reps up. Do them with correct form, elbows pointing backwards, close to your arms, close to your body, legs together, ankles together. Start with one push-up. Even if you can't do push-ups, start on your knees and just get the reps up. So that's the very first thing. Start building that upper body strength. And so doing lots of push-ups. Even if you do 10 every hour, that's ostensibly 100 a day, 700 a week. That'll give you strength and it'll start conditioning your muscles and strength for calisthenics. Another important thing is get a pull-up bar. Even a doorway pull-up bar is awesome. I've got one and I use it all the time. Get a doorway pull-up.
Fully agree.
Sorry?
I fully agree.
Yeah,
that's top-notch advice.
If you can get a pull-up bar, that's gold. That's pure gold. That's all you need. A pull-up bar and you're set. You can basically do, passive hangs. And again, same as the push-ups, do lots of reps on the pull-up bar. Always doing reps. And if you can, put it in a doorway that you're walking past all the time so you don't forget it. And say, right, whenever I walk past, I'm just going to bang out a set of pull-ups or chin-ups. Even hang a string off it with a little sign saying, hey, you, do some pull-ups. That way, you always never chicken out of doing pull-ups. You'll always do them. Definitely recommend the pull-up bar and push-ups. Just get started. Watch a lot of videos. Watch Bar Stars videos. Watch my videos, Marcus Bondi as well. Just be training all the time. Be doing something. Always be stretching. But don't worry about doing all the fancy moves too soon, because from what I've seen, that just leads to injury and pain and suffering and disappointment. Get your strength first. Get to 50 good quality, fast, strong push-ups. Get to 20 nice, strong pull-ups. Explosive power. Then you can focus on skills, because all the skills will come much easier after that.
What's something you wish you knew when you first started calisthenics?
I don't know. I'm very happy with how it's gone, but I wish I knew about more variations and varieties, because when I started I actually started in the 70s, so I didn't know much about variations. It's all I ever knew about was push up, pull up. That's it. That was it. And crunch, sit up, crunch, and squats. That was it, and star jumps. But as far as what we know, it took a while to discover that, to be creative and discover different elements, because exercise was such a static, rigid concept then in the 70s and 80s. It's like, do a pull-up, that's it. Do a push-up, that's it. No variation, no creativity, no endurance element to it. So one thing I wish I knew was more about the variations that are out there, and all the dynamic, multi-dimensional aspects of calisthenics. And that's one of the most beautiful things about it. It's such a creative force, calisthenics, and just seeing guys and girls all over the world doing these incredible, really wonderful calisthenics moves that are all about fitness, health, and just getting really strong and at every aspect of your dynamic levels of your body.
Yeah, fully agree. Is Bondi Beach where you train the most?
Yes, yeah, pretty much 90% of the time is at Bondi Beach on the pull-up bars there. And I do sprints on the sand there as well. But I train around, anywhere I go, I'll train. Anywhere there's a park or a tree branch, I'll hang rings off it or a towel, do pull-ups. Anywhere there's a hill or sand, I'll do sprints. Just fun stuff like that.
Is Bondi Beach warm all year long?
It's pretty good all year long. It's maybe, May, June, July, August. It might drop down to about in to about 20 degrees, which is like, I don't know, about 70 Fahrenheit in US system. But you can swim all year long. It's super warm and hot for 8-9 months of the year. It's like paradise. And even during winter, you can totally swim. We get beautiful hot sunny days even in winter.
I'm sorry, you broke up. What was that last line? Nice sunny days?
Oh, you can get beautiful hot sunny days even through winter, where there's no cloud and it's a beautiful sunny day and there's people swimming on the beach, surfing, even through winter. It doesn't get too cold. So it's beautiful weather all year round.
What's your opinion on sunblock? Do you put sunblock on?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, you have to. Otherwise you just can't. You have to put sunblock on. Otherwise the sun just burns you, man. It's, and that way you can get through the whole year without sunburn for sure.
Does it bother you when you do pull-ups after putting sunblock on? Because I used to live in Miami, and whenever I used to hate when I go to the pull-up bar and it was just so slippery and slimy from sunscreen.
Okay. Well, see, if the actual bar's slippery and slimy from sunblock, you have to get a towel and wipe it off, or rub some chalk on it and rub it off. Or what I do, my trick, so my hands don't get slippery and slimy, I actually put just a plastic bag on my hand, put the sunscreen from the bottle on my shoulders and arms, and put my hand in a plastic bag like a glove and wipe the sunscreen on through the plastic bag, using the plastic bag. So my hands don't get my actual palms don't get any sunblock.
That's smart.
Yeah, yeah. Out of necessity, like you said, I don't like getting the sunscreen on, hands slippery. But, if your hands are slippery from sunblock, just rubbing sand on them gets it off, or even putting chalk on will dry it up.
When you go to break a world record the day of, what's actually the week of? What is your lead up to it? Like, do you scale back your training so you could have more strength?
Yes, and I find the biggest challenge is psychologically. The psychological aspect of your training, thinking about this world record that's coming up, and you really start to second guess yourself in the last 2 weeks. You're like, am I training enough? Am I training too much? And it's tempting to overdo it and to keep training hard, to keep reassuring yourself. But that's the worst thing you can do, because you tire yourself out. A week before, you really have to start to taper back and take control of it, and just do maybe just a very high intensity 1 minute or 2 minute workout, which is replicating the record. Stop training long term altogether and just replicate the actual record itself, pretty much in the days prior, and the day immediately prior to the record. As much as it's counterintuitive and I can't do it, you have to try to chill and rest. And then on the day, you'll have that energy and power to do it. So the week leading up to it, it's very psychological. It's a battle with yourself, with all the doubts and fears and inconsistencies that you have, and overcoming those to break that world record. Yeah, so it's just about careful management and planning, and not exhausting yourself.
So the day before the world record, you also train?
No, I might just do 1 minute of training, 60 seconds. Depending on what the record is, just to activate the muscles, but not to tire them out. Got it.
How tall are you, Marcus? Because I know you're pretty tall. Usually people that do calisthenics are on the shorter side.
Yeah, I'm 6'1" and I'm about 180 pounds.
And what's your maximum number of one-arm chin-ups you could do?
On the right arm, 6, and on the left arm, 5. Still catching up on the left, but yeah, can do 6 on the right arm.
That's amazing. How about one arm pull-ups?
One arm pull-ups, a few less, so probably 4 on the right arm and 3 on the left.
And how old are you now, Marcus?
Hey, I'm 54. 54. My wife thinks I'm 34. Don't tell my wife.
Do you feel now you're stronger than you were, let's say, 10, 20 years ago?
Yes, 100%, totally. And that's something I want to tell everyone out there listening in Bar Stars land. You are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Train carefully, train smart. You will get there. Your body has no option but to obey you. Treat it right, train hard, and you will become stronger. It's quite incredible. You just got to stick with it and train hard. And because you're building that dense muscle with muscle memory and good quality muscle that you can build over years and years. So yes, definitely stronger.
A lot of people say that you get weaker as you get older. You felt like that hasn't been true.
Yeah, you know why people get weaker when they get older? Because everyone says, don't bother training, you get weaker when you get older. So no one bothers training, so they get weaker.
That's funny.
It's a scam. Don't listen to them. It's a scam. They just want you to be, don't bother training, you're old. Bullshit. Of course, if you stop training, you're going to get weaker. I've got one client, he started training with me. He was 90 when he started. He's 96 now. And I guarantee he's put on actual muscle. He's put on bicep muscle, tricep muscle, because I've got him doing those standing like pull-up rows against the bar with his feet under the bar. He's put on muscle, leg muscle. He has put on muscle at 90. And his wife said to him, don't bother training, you're an old man, don't be stupid. And he started training and he's putting on muscle. So you can always put on muscle, you can always get stronger, Ed.
So tell us about your website. You have a website, right?
Oh yeah, I've got a website and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Look, it's all about, on my website, it's elements of my Instagram and YouTube, just training advice, tips, how to get stronger, nutrition advice. And everyone out there in Bar Stars land, go on my Instagram or YouTube or website, send me a message. I answer pretty much all messages. If people send me a message about training, whatever, I'm happy to chat and happy to answer any message anyone could have about training or fitness, nutrition, whatever. So that's a website, and the Instagram's good. I put a lot of stuff on Instagram, but also not just me, but everyone I train with, all the awesome guys and girls that I meet around the world that I train with. Like you, when we were in New York, Ed, we went to Tompkins Square Park, we banged out some reps, that was awesome. So yeah, everyone around the world, it's just a fun Instagram and YouTube of awesome things, people doing awesome calisthenics. But now I've noticed with young people today, I think a lot of people that suffer from anxiety or depression or boredom, and what I found is the best cure for that is calisthenics exercise. Everybody out there, if you're bored, anxious, depressed, get training. Smash it with pull-ups, smash it with push-ups, smash it with exercise. Get the blood flowing, circulating through your body, fresh blood to your brain, through your liver, your kidney. Your whole body gets stronger. It'll give you motivation. And every push-up you do is a win. You do one push-up a day, it's a win. Do 100, that's 100 wins that are yours. No one can take it away from you. So that's a big part of it on my website, Instagram and YouTube. Just having fun, loving life, getting the most out of life.
That's awesome. You're always so motivating.
Yeah, look, that's the thing. We're all on this planet together to get the most out of life. Let's just be motivating and enjoy it while we're here, just get the most out of it and have fun with it. That's the bottom line. And that's a wonderful thing about the calisthenics community worldwide, which you're a huge part of, Ed. And you've met people from all over the world who are into calisthenics and training. And it's people, often they were people who were bored or shy or depressed or anxious, but exercise, it helps them to really develop and grow as a person, and it really helps with everything. But also, to achieve that, you have to have self-discipline and diligence and determination, which are all good things to develop. And that's just from doing the push-up, doing the pull-up, eating correctly, looking after yourself, all those things, Ed.
Yeah, I fully agree. For me, it's definitely given me confidence and changed my life. The aspects that you need to excel in calisthenics, you could apply across all fields of life, and it's going to help you out.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That determination, diligence, stick-to-itiveness. And the great thing is, it's not like a lot of sports where you have to go out and spend a lot of money and you have to go out in public and join a team or a club to do it. You can get started in your bedroom. You know what I mean? You can get started. No one has to know if you're shy or anxious or whatever. Start in your bedroom, develop from there. You don't need to you don't need to put yourself right out there. You can start slowly, quietly, at home, in your backyard, in your bedroom, and develop and progress really well just from that angle.
Yeah, exactly. What record are you working on next, if any?
I think the world record I'm working on is, I think there's a speed rope climb record I need to work on.
That's like who could climb the fastest?
Yes, just for a 5-meter rope. Just climbing up a 5-meter rope as fast as possible.
Marcus, I remember following you on YouTube years ago, and I remember wherever you would leave a comment, it was always positive, and you always ended it with the words "train hard."
Yes, sir. Train hard. That's the trick. That's it. Just train hard. Don't worry about anything else. Just train hard. Everything else will come together.
That definitely stuck to like as a trademark for you. Like whenever I think of Marcus Bondi, I think of train hard.
Excellent. Thanks, Ed. That really means a lot because also when I watch your videos of actually you training, you always amaze me. I go, yeah, Ed's still on it. You know, all these guys from 10, 15 years ago still repping out, still doing super impressive stuff, you know. So Ed, that's the biggest compliment you could ever pay me. Thank you, man. I think it's awesome. I love watching you. You always amaze me. I'm like, Ed's still cranking it big time, you know, like it's just awesome.
Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you.
Oh man,
I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, awesome! It's fantastic, and you know, and look, everywhere that we've been at, I remember, you know, when we were in Moscow, when we were in Oslo, New York, all over the world. It's just such a great community, and you're a wonderful part of it, and you've done so much, you know. Just think about, I don't know if you ever think about it, but the amount of people you've inspired globally to do a push-up and where that's taken them in their life, socially, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, at all those levels. Ed, you know, there's millions of people that you've empowered to go to the next level and become better people and healthier, fitter, happier people in the world. So Ed, thank you, brother. You are awesome. It's amazing what you've done. Big internet hug to you, man. Way to go, Ed.
Thank you. I absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Train hard.
Awesome. Train hard, Ed.